Hello there, welcome to the news on Nepal television. I am Rosina Rai, starting with the headlines first. Prime Minister Dahal calls an all-party meeting in a bid to diffuse ongoing parliament deadlock. Preliminary draft of high-level probe committee to investigate gold smuggling prepared. Most parts of the country predicted to witness moderate to heavy rainfall today. Caution urged in wake of monsoon-induced disasters. Drone hits buildings in Russian capital of Moscow. 2 other drones in nearby towns shot down. And Nepal batting against Kuwait in the second match of MCA Women's T20 quadrangular cricket series underway in Malaysia. Welcome back. Now we have the news in detail. The Cabinet has endorsed Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal's participation in the upcoming United Nations General Assembly UNGA session slated to convene at the UN headquarters in New York, USA. The meeting of Council of Ministers held at the Prime Minister's office and the Council of Ministers at Singhadarbar earlier this morning endorsed the visit. PM Dahal will depart from Kathmandu on September 16. This will be followed by his subsequent trip to China. He will directly flow from the United States on September 21st. PM Dahal has also plans to engage in bilateral talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping as part of his official visit to China. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has called an all-party meeting for today. The meeting, which was earlier scheduled to be held on Tuesday, was deferred as the leader of the main opposition party, CPN-UML chairman KP Sharma Oli, was absent due to reported ill health. Chairman Oli conveyed his inability to attend this session today due to a bout of fever. Previously, a delegation comprising representatives from UML, CPN, Mao Center and Nepali Congress had drafted an initial proposal for a high-level committee, while the intention was to finalize the draft through consensus in the all-party meeting. The absence of Chairman Oli led to an inconclusive outcome. A meeting of the House of Representatives is taking place today afternoon. The meeting, which was scheduled at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, was postponed due to the Speaker and Prime Minister's involvement in the swearing-in ceremony of Chief Justice Biswambar Prasad Shrestha. Its meeting has been adversely impacted by continuous obstruction from the main opposition UML since July 26, demanding the formation of a high-level committee to investigate the 1 quintal gold smuggling case. CPN-UML Chief Whip Padam Giri stated that the HOR meeting will run smoothly on Wednesday as the government has agreed to form a high-level committee to probe into the gold smuggling case. The Central Committee meeting of the Socialist Unified Party is underway in Kathmandu. The meeting that started on Tuesday will review the party's committees at different layers and sister organizations and finalize the date and venue for the party's general convention. The party has not held its general convention despite the passage of 2 years since its establishment. Chairman of Unified Socialist Madhav Kumar Nepal, in his 39-page political report presented at the party's meeting on Tuesday, accused the West of fueling Ukraine conflict. General Secretary Ghanashyam Bhusal informed that the party would decide on its general convention after receiving reports of its committees and sister organizations. The meeting, to continue till August 24th, will also zero in on restructuring of the organization and evaluation of contemporary politics. It is said the party chairman Madhav Kumar Nepal is to present a political report along with the party's ideological perspective, while General Secretary Bhusal is to present the organizational report in the meeting. Both report will be revised based on the suggestions received at the event. We still have more updates on the side. Stay with us. Time for a short break. Welcome back here on Nepal Television News. Now we have remaining updates. Most parts of the country, including Kathmandu Valley, is now receiving moderate to heavy rainfall. According to Weather Forecasting Division, light to moderate rainfall is currently witnessed in various regions of the country. The Met Agency said rainfall has been widespread throughout the country, adding this weather pattern is anticipated to persist for an additional 2-3 days. The Weather Forecasting Division has indicated the likelihood of moderate to heavy rain during the afternoon in selective hilly areas, primarily within the South-Pasim province, as well as a few other locations nationwide today. Additionally, there is a possibility of light to moderate rain occurring in segments of the Kosi, Madhes, Bagmati, Gandaki and Lumbini province, along with some isolated place in the remaining provinces. In anticipation of these weather conditions, the division has released a warning and advisory extending over the next 24 hours until 6 a.m. on Thursday. The advisory highlights the potential for heavy rain accompanied by thunder and lightning in 1 or 2 locations within the Kosi, Bagmati, Gandaki, Lumbini and South-Pasim provinces. Consequently, there is a possibility of rising river water levels, leading to increased flow, floods, landslides and erosion in these areas. These weather-induced phenomena could adversely impact public health, agriculture, daily routines, as well as road and air transportation. Now to the further development, more and more Nepali women are seeking jobs abroad, resulting in significant increase in number of foreign employment workers overseas. The Department of Foreign Employment's latest figure shows number of Nepali women migrant workers have gone upward with nearly 50% increment in the last fiscal year alone. Out of 7,300 people leaving the country for abroad jobs in the previous fiscal year, 72,034 are women. Last year, number of women going for foreign employment was 43,000. Gulf countries are the prime destination for Nepali workers to seek job opportunities. The government of Nepal has permitted to work in 111 countries, while Nepalese can enter 178 countries in the world with the individual work permit. Nepali women are sent to work in Jordan as home-based workers, while in other countries they are selected to work as per their qualifications. The COVID-19 pandemic created negative impact on Nepal's economy, and many people lost their jobs too, thus compelling people to seek jobs in far-away lands. Kaviraj Upreti, Director, Department of Foreign Employment, says Nepal may see a record high number of migrant workers traveling to foreign land in the coming days. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal expressed his heartfelt condolences to Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation Sudan Kirati on the passing of his father Harka Bahadur Rai. Today, the Prime Minister visited Minister Kirati at his Pulchok-based official residence and paid tributes to his late father. During the visit, the Prime Minister extended his condolences to grieving family and relatives. Similarly, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Defence Purna Bahadur Khadka, Minister for Urban Development Sita Gurung, Minister for Communication and Information Technology Rekha Sharma, Minister for Health and Population Mohan Bahadur Basnet, and Minister for Cooperatives and Poverty Alleviation Ranjita Shrestha Chaudhary had been in Pulchok to pay tributes to the minister's late father. The minister's father, who had been unwell for long, passed away this morning at Bir Hospital. He was 76. We still have international headliners on the side. Stay with us. Time for a short break. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now we have updates from International Frontline. A drone has hit a building in central Moscow that was under construction, Mayor Sergei Sobyanin has said. Air defenses also shot down 2 drones in the Mozaisk and Khimki district of the Moscow region, the defense ministry added. There are no reports of casualties and it is not clear who carried out the attack. Russian officials described it as another attempt by the Kiev regime to carry out a terrorist attack. Ukraine does not usually comment on who is behind attack inside Russian territory. Chinese President Xi Jinping has called for the expansion of the BRICS grouping of emerging economies to build a more just and equitable international order, insisting hegemonism is not in China's DNA. In a speech delivered on his behalf at the start of BRICS summit in Johannesburg, South Africa on Tuesday, Xi said that China had no wish to engage in great power competition or create bloc confrontation. Xi said BRICS would continue to grow whatever resistance there may be. Xi earlier made a summit host Ramaphosa telling his counterpart their countries stood at a new historical starting point. China and Russia, both of which have been heavily sanctioned by the United States, have been keen to expand BRICS to develop a counter to Western dominance over international institutions and affairs. Tropical storm Harold made a landfall on the southeast coast of Texas on Tuesday, bringing more heavy rain and high winds to the southern U.S. The storm has dumped up to 7 inches of rain in some parts of the state. The Texas deluge arrived a day after historic amounts of rain flooded after the southwestern U.S. California and Nevada were cleaning up on Tuesday after seeking historic amounts of rain from Storm Hilary, which caused widespread flooding. Tropical Storm Harold made a landfall on Tuesday morning, local time on Texas' Padre Island in the Gulf of Mexico. To the more updates, before that, let's have a quick look into the highlights of the side. India is looking to make a history on Wednesday with its third lunar mission set to land on the moon. If Chandrayaan-3 is successful, India will be the first country to land near the moon's little explored South Pole. One of its major goals is to hunt for water-based ice, which scientists say could support human habitation on the moon in future. India's attempt comes just days after Russia's Luna 25 crashed while trying to touch down in the same region. If successful, it will also be only the 4th country to achieve a soft landing on the moon. The US, the former Soviet Union, and China have all landed near the equator. Now we are moving on to sports. Nepal is playing against Kuwait in its second match of the MCA Women's T20 quadrangular cricket series underway in Malaysia. Nepal has been invited to bat first after Kuwait won the toss. In the match underway at the Biomass Oval Cricket Ground, Nepal so far has scored 23 runs in 7.1 overs with the loss of 2 wickets. Early on Tuesday, Nepal won its first match over Hong Kong, securing a 6-wicket victory. Nepal will next play its third match against host Malaysia on Friday. The series is being hosted in the build of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup Asian qualifiers to be held from August 31 to September 9 in Malaysia. Nepal has been placed in Group A in men's rugby sevens in the upcoming 19th Asian Games. The Asian Games is scheduled to take place in Hangzhou, China from September 23rd to October 8th this year. The group includes Hong Kong and the Philippines along with Nepal. Towards rugby, Nepal is participating only in men's category, being contended by 12 nations. Likewise, the Group B comprises South Korea, Malaysia and Chinese Taipei, and while the Group C features Japan, Singapore and Thailand. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates, China and Afghanistan are part of the Group D. Rugby matches are set to start from September 24th. The Nepali team captained by Virat Shrestha will meet the Philippines for the opening match and Hong Kong for the second match. This is the first time Nepal will be participating in the rugby in the Asian Games. With this, we come to the end of this news bulletin, but before we say goodbye, quick reminders of the headlines once again. Prime Minister Dahal calls an all-party meeting in a bid to defuse ongoing parliament deadlocks. A preliminary draft of high-level probe committee to investigate gold smuggling prepared. Most parts of the country predicted to witness moderate to heavy rainfall today. Caution urged in wake of monsoon-induced disasters. Drone hits buildings in Russian capital of Moscow. 2 other drones in nearby towns are shot down. And Nepal batting against Kuwait in the second match of MCA Women's T20 quadrangular cricket series underway in Malaysia. Well, this is all we have at this moment. Until our next bulletin, have a good day ahead. Namaste.